calm time, Mike Durbin, because the winner of this match, match number 3, will have at least $100,000 in his pocket and will pick up the action in the 7th frame with Randy Scharf trailing by 35. Boy, does he need a strike. Come on, Messenger, and it comes over Michael Durbin, and he strikes.
That had to be the head pin, Dan. Usually when those messenger pins happen, it's the head pin going to the sideboard and coming across the lane to give that message to the 10 pin to fall over. And watch that head pin come back across here. Little body English by Randy here, knocks it over. That sets him up, though, now. Trails by 35. He needs to get something going to bite into that lead. He can cut it down to 25 with a double here.
Well, he's come storming back before this week.
Perfect.
Good shot. Oh, my goodness. Not the solid 8. Not now for $100,000.
That's what he's saying, Dan. Not now. Of all times, not now.
Oh, brother. I probably saying a few other things beside that right now, too. But he's got to regroup and make the spare.
He's got it. You never know what can happen in this game of bowling. At the 8 pin, and he gives it a little mock knock over there.
Well, that's about as tough a break as you can get, Mike, to throw it that well for all the wheat and not come up with a big double.
Well, the hammer, so to speak, is in Samsel's hand. He's 35 ahead. All he's got to do is stay out of trouble now for a couple frames, and he's going to have $100,000 for sure in his pocket.
Sometimes that's easier said than done.
Gives it a lot of room. Boy, it overreacted. He threw it wide and slow, and it went high. Leaves a 3, 6, 9, 10. Not an easy spare.
Now, if you're going to shoot this, Mike, and make it for that kind of money, what's the game plan?
Well, there's 2 ways. You can move to the extreme left, but the problem then is the ball not finishing and not getting the 9 pin. So probably he's going to try and shoot it somewhat off his strike line, right of that second arrow. Standing in the middle of the approach. He does. Off the strike line. Has he got it? No. Boy, that cuts a 35-pin lead down to 19 in a hurry. And his mother wasn't too happy with that, was she?
No, she's going to clap now, but she realizes her son is still ahead. But at the same time, it's easy to lose momentum, especially when you're bowling for this kind of money.
Well, it's like a basketball game, Dan, or any other sporting event. You get way ahead, and then suddenly you start to lose that lead, and that rope gets kind of slippery that you're holding on to.
And meanwhile, Randy Scharf sits on the bench thinking, oh, my goodness, I may end up getting back in this match.
Well, he threw it too slow in the 8th frame. Let's see if he can pick up the speed here in the 9th. Soft again. Right through the nose. Almost had double pinnacle. Leaves the 4, 6, 7, and we've got less than a 10-pin match here.
Ooh, and you heard the oohs and the ahs, and right now, Mom at this point, desperate for her son. The winner of this match, of course, heads into the title situation here at Sam's Town, and we're talking about big dollars and cents right now. Gets the 2, the smart play, but really has swung the door wide open for Randy Scharf.
It's an 8-pin match right now. The thing is, if Randy Scharf would strike in the 9th and all 3 in the 10th, he could lock out Dennis Samsel. He can get 212 if he goes all the way out. The best Dennis Samsel can get is 210.
It's amazing what has happened in this match, but this is what's happened all week long.
And best shot of the match.
Oh, here he comes, and there's his fiancée, Debbie Mellinger, saying, come on, Randy, come on, ride him home.
And here's what it comes down to. We're into the 10th frame. This is a $60,000 frame.
And we kidded in the open. You said, geez, I bowled for 3 Firestone Tournament of Champions championships. The biggest check I ever won was $40,000.
And this is 1 frame for 60.
Well, let's see what happens. Will he rise to the occasion?
He looks confident. Boy, it looks good. Oh, he couldn't have thrown it any better. Left that solid 10-pin. He was running it out to the right. And all that's going through his mind now is, no, not now. But he's got to collect himself, though, Dan, and make the spare. He's still got a chance.
The head is down. You can see the disappointment written all over his face. But you're right. He's got to attend to the business at hand and keep any pressure whatsoever on Samsel, who's going to have to come up in the 10th frame.
Well, he's got 172 in the 9th frame. If he strikes, he's going to finish with 192. He needs at least 8 here to make Samsel mark.
Boy, when you consider the last couple of shots, oh my, he could have taken that one right off the sheet.
Solid 8 and a solid 10. A little tighter this time. 4-pin finishes with 191. And the shoe's on the other foot right now. Samsel's faced with a $60,000 frame and $60,000 shot. He needs some kind of mark.
Well, there's plenty of bad news for Randy Scharf, but the good news is the worst he can do is collect a check worth $40,000.
Well,
It seems minuscule in comparison to $250,000, though, doesn't it? Well, right now, Samsel trying to lock up at least a $100,000 payday.
Needs to keep that speed up. Here it comes. Perfect.
Oh, that was shred-o-matic there. Just diced the rack on the right-hand lane, and he's a little pumped up at this point. Goes on to win the big semifinal match. And so he'll win at least $100,000, perhaps even more. Only time will tell at this point. And coming up next, we'll bowl a top seed Darrel Iron.